Okey, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'du. In the occasion of Akademia, the month of Akademia, today I would like to present my paper on the concept of Islamic economic based on economic man, which is Islamic man, or you may say based on Homo economicus, which is Homo Islamicus. Actually, this particular paper, the modern concept of economic, they try to differentiate between the two Homo economicus and Homo Islamicus. That Homo economicus, the economic man, and Homo Islamicus, Islamic man. The difference between Homo economicus and Homo Islamicus, the modern concept present a concept of Homo economicus or economic man on the one hand, and the idea of Homo Islamicus on the other hand. Homo economicus actually based on a materialistic approach in which the basic objective of life remain just to get maximum satisfaction and maximum profit or any other form of utility. Man live only for this objective, which is completely less human level. On the other hand, Islamic man or Homo Islamicus is based on belief of Allah, belief in the day of judgment, belief in hereafter, belief hellfire and paradise in hereafter, as well as moral value and present a much better way of life as compared to economic man. If I want to detailize the particular concept of economic man, the concept of economic man is one of the basic notion of modern economic. It is assumed that each individual is capitalistic society. Each individual in capitalistic society, whether he or she are consumer, investor, workers, businessman, is motivated by economic force. Hence, will always act to obtain maximum satisfaction for least sacrifice or cost. This maximum satisfaction take different form. It may be maximum profit for businessmen, leisure hours for workers, and maximum utility from the consumption of goods and services for consumer, etc. A consumer, a firm, an industry are the basic individual decision-making unit in capitalist economy. Under this concept, it assumes that behavior of this unit would be rational. Rational behavior means that each of the unit want to maximize his advantage. In other words, when a consumer decide to purchase something, he or she will spend all available resources in such a way that he or she will get maximum satisfaction from this item. If he or she does the same, their behavior will be rational. Otherwise, if they not maximum satisfaction, the consumer will be said to be in equilibrium position. In other words, the achievement of maximum satisfaction is the priority goal for consumer or economic man. In other words, economic man is dealing with the 3-month principle. The 3-month principle here in economic, you just based on, if you produce the product, you can say you try to maximize, you try to optimum the output. If you try to get the profit, you try to maximum profit. If you try to dealing with the cost, you try to minimum the cost. So that means that 3-month, optimum, maximum, minimum. These are the 3 main principles for economic man. So due to this situation, an economic man is selfish, center and self-interest personality, and never think beyond his self-interest. The approach of economic man is completely materialistic, and he or she is always busy with calculation of he or she profit and loss, and based on monetary value. To get maximum advantage of this worldly life, become his or she ultimate aim, and do not have any concept of life after the death. This type of thinking naturally restrict his or her life just for today. There is no concept of long-term benefit for hereafter. This seem to be non-believer. On the other hand, an Islamic man or Homo Islamicus, the characteristic of Islamic man can derive from quality of mu'min given in Al-Quran and Hadith. At least in Al-Quran, more than 60 quality have given in his regard. Quran and Hadith use the term good deed, amal ma'ruf, nahi munkar. For these activities, they are require a mu'min. And mu'min wa amilu salihat is any activities that result on this benefit of others and create equilibrium in the society, or result of elimination of this equilibrium, fasad in the society. Since the limited scope of my paper cannot consider the narration of all these characteristics, hence only the main quality of mu'min discussed in the following line. So I just based on number 1, as a Muslim, as a mu'min, they believe iman. The first and the most important demand of Islam from mu'min is that they should have belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His book, His prophet, angel, then the day of judgment and the day of judgment. It is not the attitude that you turn your face to the east, to the west, but the attitude is who believe iman in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the last day, the day of judgment, anger, and so on. This belief create a significant change in his behavior and character, and change the whole scope of life and expand scope of life. Man with iman, with his moral value, concept of life hereafter, and accountability, keep him away from all the bad deed activities. The activities which are harmful not for the society, but also for the person who perform them. Number two, consent of Allah. According to Al-Quran, this basic objective of life of particular mu'min is to get the consent of Allah, mardatillah. So, if you get the mardatillah, whatever you do in economic activities, you must make sure your activity must be get consent of Allah, mardatillah, seeking bounty from unto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For this purpose, the following order Quran and Hadith. And then you just go to the fair of day judgment. And the quality of mu'min count in the Quran and Hadith is that mu'min keep heart and strong belief on the day of judgment and accountability of that day. This concept put them further away from every type of tyranny. Life, living for the others. According to Al-Quran, mu'min live for the others. They are always ready to sacrifice their current benefit for the betterment of others. Even they are personally needy people, but in the condition also sacrifice for the others. In addition, find this breed, no need for that which heart. And then, in particular, you just based on the concept number 5, concept of reward. Al-Quran said that mu'min never have any desire of reward or thank. They all do it only for the consent of Allah, just mardatillah. And then, number 6, prohibition of riba. Prohibition of riba, since riba or interest is strictly prohibited in Al-Quran, based on Al-Quran says, وَأَحَلَّ اللَّهُ الْبَيْعَ وَحَرَّمَ الرِّبَا. Then, since riba or interest is strictly prohibited by Al-Quran and Hadith, and mu'min completely avoid the same, do not involve in any such type of activities. Number 7, infaq, donation. One of the most important quality of mu'min is that they donate all their income in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is beyond their requirement. Number 8, concept of halal and haram. Al-Quran and halal, Al-Quran and Hadith have restricted mu'min from particular type of activities, which are termed as haram. Mu'min strictly avoid themselves from this action. This concept is most important factor for every Muslim to observe. As a Muslim, we must observe halal from A to Z. Or we start with the halal akidah as a main factors. If our akidah is halal, faith and mu'min, the rest will be settled. But if our akidah is not halal, according to Sharia Islamia, then the rest of the halal factors will be useless. The last one here, the care of poor people of society. In accordance with the order of Al-Quran and Hadith, mu'min take care of poor people of society, as fit with food and needy, the orphan and the prisoner, for concern of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are just a few characteristics of mu'min described in Al-Quran and Hadith, which are specially mentioned because they are the base of comparison between two concepts. So this is the characteristic of Islamic man. Now, if you want to compare between the two, comparison between economic man and Islamic man. In the light of above discussion, it can say that there is a wide difference between these two concepts. The main point in this regard are as follows. Number one is the limited or wide concept. The concept of economic man is quite limited, which restrict the man just up to this materialistic world, whereas an Islamic man has a quite wide horizon. He does not see the life just for this world, but for hereafter, which will be a real and long last life. Not last, then there is the long life. It is until life in hereafter. Number two, animal and human level. Economic man concept present at just animal level of life, just which is restricted to maximum satisfaction, profit or leisure, and etc., without any moral value. On the other hand, Islamic man is a better concept, which based on high moral value and represent a human level of life. Number three, selfish and opulent way of life. Self-benefit is the limit of economic man thinking. He cannot go beyond his boundary. On the other hand, the objective of life of Islamic man is serve the other for the consent of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number four, an open and restrict way of life. The economic man is completely free to do anything under the rule of state. No author binding can impose on him. However, an Islamic man is under the divine rule, Shariatullah, as well as the regulation of the state. Number five, preference of today or tomorrow. The economic man just believe on benefit of today, and he is not ready to sacrifice his today for tomorrow. On the contrast, Islamic man is always prefer the advantage of tomorrow by giving up the benefit of today. This is the reason that a Muslim can easily sacrifice his life in jihad, fight and struggle in the way of Allah, whereas it is quite difficult for the non-Muslim to do so. If you want to compare based on emphasize explanation, I can compare between two, Islamic man and economic man. Number one, Islamic man is actually human man is Islamic man is human being, but plus observant of Allah and plus caliphate of Allah on earth. Human being, on top of that, he's also servant of Allah, and at the same time, he also Khalifah Allah on earth. Whereas economic man, just only human being, he's not regard he or she as the servant of Allah. They're not believer. far away to discuss about the Khalifah Allah on earth. That the main difference of Islamic man and economic man. Both of them will be human being, but Islamic man, they regard themselves as a servant of Allah, and then they're Khalifah Allah on earth. That means whatever they want to do, they just based on the master asked them to do, based on that. Servant of Allah. Then they follow the regulation Syariatullah based on a concept of sami'na wa ata'na, to the state of qarru sujadan wa bukiya. That is the really Islamic man. On top of that, he regard himself as the trusteeship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have to do whatever Allah trusts you to do. But the economic man, they don't believe in Allah. They just human being. They don't believe in God law. They don't believe in God. They don't regard themselves as the Khalifah Allah on earth. Wahjarin of Allah. Number one. Number two, Islamic man is he believe in Allah. He got the iman, faith or belief. He's the believer. He believer in Allah. But whatever Allah asks you to do, they're just based on regulation. Any regulation, any theory, any concept, they must refer to Syariatullah. But according to economic man, they don't believe in Allah. They just based on their own trust, their own theory, their own belief, their own theory, their own finding, their own survey, their own logic. This one, they're the economic man. Number three, Islamic man, life is longer. Life is longer. Starting from this world and the life in hereafter. That means for the Muslim men, they believe they got life in this world and life in hereafter. Whatever they want to do, any economic activity for today, they must think about the day of judgment, day in hereafter. That means whatever they want to do today, they will see in hereafter. That's why, based on it, life for the Muslim, life is longer. But for the non-Muslim, for the economic man, life is shorter, only in this world. But they do not believe there is life in hereafter. They mean after that, finish for the economic man. But for the Islamic man, number four, Islamic man, every economic activities must be based on quantitative and qualitative measure. Okay, this one important for us. That every economic activities for Islamic man must be count based on quantitative and qualitative measure. Quantitative measure, they measure based on money value, ringgit and cent, dollar and cent. But qualitative value, one more value, that value is important too for the Muslim. You just not just based on quantitative, but based qualitative is the halal, haram, harus, makruh, wajib, sunat, mardatillah. That means that you have to count according to your own calculation. That means that one, how to calculate based on Islamic man. Not just based on quantitative alone, but they're based on qualitative together. That is the important. But when you come to the Islamic economic man, every economic activities, they just based on quantitative value only. Just based on ringgit and cent. They're based on materialistic. They just based on what they call the three MUM. Optimum, maximum, minimum. Optimum must be output. Maximum must be profit. Then minimum must be cost. If you achieve the particular three MUM, then you achieve you can say that you achieve the point of equilibrium in economic man. Number five, Islamic man, in the consumption, of Islamic man based on concept of moderation, not luxury. Concept of moderation, not to the extreme left, not to the extreme right, just only moderate, just moderate. Don't go to the bakhil, but don't go to the luxuries. This one just based on moderation. And then in the consumption of based on economic man, the consumption of economic man, they just based on maximum satisfaction, and then they just go for the luxury goods. Luxury is in the concept of Islamic man, they just categorize as the mubazzirin kanu ikhwanu syayatin. This particular concept, the concept of moderation, actually, if I want to add for another one, the concept of moderation is supposed to be the concept of as-sakhiyu. As-sakhiyu. So as-sakhiyu ni concept of moderation, concept of the above hand, concept of the above hand, concept of make people happy because of you, concept of make people happy because of you, the concept of the above hand, the concept of altruism concept, the Islamic concept, altruism concept. People happy because of you, you problem solver. There is Islamic man, problem solver. The problem solver. That's one fall into the category of as-sakhiyu. As-sakhiyu, based on the hadith, as-sakhiyu qaribu minallah, wa qaribu minan nas, wa qaribu minal jannah, wa ba'idu minan nar. But not extreme left, because al-bakhilu. Al-bakhilu, opportunist, selfish, opportunist. They want self-interest. They want al-bakhilu. Al-bakhilu, apa hadis say? Al-bakhilu ba'idu minallah, wa ba'idu minan nas, wa ba'idu minal jannah, wa qaribu minan nar. Al-Tirmizi, di particular hadis. So, di particular concept of number 5 is important for us, as-sakhiyu and al-bakhilu. Number 6, Islamic man care of others. The care of others now become, as I told you, altruism. Altruism concept, problem solver, as-sakhiyu, as I said now. And then, but compared to Islamic economic man, self-interest, selfish, opportunist, greediness, and then al-bakhilu. This particular comparison between Islamic man dan economic man. Number 7, social welfare. Economic man based on social welfare, justice and fairness. But the economic man unjust, create dead weight loss in the economic for the monopoly under economic man. The create dead weight loss, but the Muslim social welfare, justice and fairness. So economic Islamic man, number 8, every economic activities just doing for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That means maradatillah. You do whatever it is, you have to be sincere and you have to get Allah redha according to the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you don't do something for the sake of something else, just for the sake of ibadah. The concept of Islamic man. But economic man, every economic activities for the sake of, as I told you, the 3 mum: maximum, optimum, dan minimum. Number 9, Islamic man, every activities of life must be halal according to Sharia regulation, based on divine guidance, wahyu Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That means you cannot do whatever it is in these economic activities without referring to Syariatullah, wahyu Allah. That means whatever the source of theory, source of knowledge for the economic man must be based on wahyu Allah, must be based on divine guidance. That means there is the main difference between Islamic man and economic man. But economic man, every activities of life based on his own logic and own judgment without referring to divine guidance. Why you Allah? That's because they don't believe. They don't believe. They are not believer. Number 9. Number 10, Islamic man, ultimate goal for the life of Islamic man to be happy in this world and then to be more happier in hereafter. That is the ultimate goal for the Islamic man. But for economic man, ultimate goal of life only in this world. Okay, in this world. So, if the last one for Islamic man, ultimate goal for the Islamic man, try hard and try best to be Ahlul Jannah, member of paradise in hereafter. That is the ultimate goal for Islamic man. But for non-Muslim, Wallahu Alam, bisawab. So, in this particular comparison, if I want to say that Islamic man, one more thing, dealing with the positive externalities. Positive externalities, problem solver, and make people happy, and make more benefit to the people, and creature of Allah throughout his life. But economic man dealing with the negative externalities, problem creator, and make more cost to the people, society, and creature of Allah throughout his life. So, based on the conclusion, the comparison between Islamic man and economic man, conclusion of this one of the basic of the above discussion, it can say that the concept of Islamic man is much more superior to economic man. The latter is just a material approach and completely barefoot from moral value. Negation of moral value put the human being on just animal level. This is the reason that an economic man live on animal level and just alive to get maximum satisfaction or profit or other advantage. No doubt, he get all these things in this world, but in the life of hereafter, his share will be nil, zero, sifar. On the other hand, an Islamic man live with a high faith, iman, on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and high moral value. He live on human level. He also get the advantage of his life, but with that, he will be in a much better position in the second life of hereafter, inshallah. And then he will be the member of paradise. Then I ended up with this, wabillahi taufiq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.